Careful.
I'm trying to be really careful. I heard that you can get shot sometimes.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Well, maybe you should call an electrician.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. How much do those people cost?
About, I don't know, $500 to inspect the plug.
So what do I do over here? Do I just...
So just pull it out with your hands.
I don't want to pull it out without getting shot.
And then just touch both, yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you pull it out.
Really?
Yeah, you have to touch both sides of the plug.
Ah, mother... Ah!
Hey YouTube, we're the Two Bearded Brothers and we're back for episode 2.
Alright. This is Joel.
This is Graham.
Hi.
Today we'll be installing a 120 volt receptacle. That's a 20 amp. Given that we have the wire already in the box, we'll zoom in on that when we get there. But yeah, that's what we'll be doing today.
Yeah, basically we've been working on our kitchen a little bit, and we've moved a hot water heater closet, and we're also going to have to move some electric receptacles or outlets, and so we thought we'd share that with you.
So let's get started. So I just wanted to run through the tools that we're going to be using today. These are some lineman's pliers, also known as side cutters. Here's a large flathead screwdriver. Here's a small flathead screwdriver. Here's a number 2 Phillips head screwdriver. Here are some wire strippers. And here is a plug tester.
Hi, Coda.
Okay, so here we have our plug. This is the box that the plug is going to be going into. Here is some wire. This is 12 gauge Romex for this job. Here is the neutral wire. Here's the hot or the black wire. And here is your bare ground. So the first thing you want to do is looking at the receptacle you want to install, making sure that you understand which terminals are which. These gold terminals are where the hot wire will land. The silver is where the neutral will land, and then this green is where the ground will land. Notice that the neutral and the ground are on the same side of this receptacle. So naturally, the wires will be bent in the same position. Okay, so again, the neutral and the ground are on the left hand side of that receptacle, so I'm going to bend these down. When I install the receptacle, I'll show why I did that. Okay, and then this black or the hot wire will be on the right hand side. I'm going to bend this up. Graham, what are you doing?
I'm snow mountain biking.
Okay. Now that we have our wires bent, we are ready to put them on the appropriate terminals. This ground wire, you always want to attach the ground first, especially when installing something hot. You never want to install this first because the receptacle will become hot. So when I do that, I hook the wire up with the terminal screw, making sure that the wire is wrapped in the position that the screw is going to turn to tighten. Okay? When I do that, it's wrapped on there. If I let go, this thing can fall off. So I'm going to take my strippers and crease it. So if I let go, it'll stay on the wire. Now I have the ground wire on the ground screw. I'm going to go ahead and put on the neutral in the same fashion, making sure it goes on in the position that you're going to tighten. Okay, it's hanging on right now. Go ahead and wrap that wire around the screw so that it stays on there. Okay, now I'm going to tighten these screws. I like to work from left to right, so my left hand side is done first. Making sure these are tight. You don't want it too tight because you'll crack the plastic. Just snug so they don't move around, especially when you bend it. Okay, so now we're moving to the right hand side. Flip the receptacle over. Notice how I have my plug. I'm going to install it like this. So this is my left, and this will be my right. Okay, go ahead and hook up the black wire to the appropriate screw. And as I'm doing this, making sure that I'm not touching any other metal except the ears of the plug. So in case this thing were hot, I would not be shocking myself right now. Okay, so now, again, just like we did before, squeezing it, wrapping it around. This is the only screw on this side, so I'm going to tighten this screw. So after you've hooked everything up, making sure that this is going to act as one wire. Even though we have 3 here, this will make your life easier when you try to put this receptacle and those wires in this box. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, holding the receptacle with my right hand, using the wires with my left, I'm going to make the first bend straight down. Then I'm going to place my hand on the top part of these wires, crease it up, and then one more back in. Okay, so now I have this thing in position that I can put it into its box and put in our screws. Okay, so when you land this receptacle in the box, make sure that the ground wire is not touching any other metal. That may cause a short when you turn the breaker on, so you want to make sure not to do that. Okay, notice that I've already preloaded this screw into the receptacle hole. This will make my life easier, and I only have one of them in there right now. So I'm going to push the receptacle in, and when you do that, make sure you have plenty of clearance here to land that screw without it pulling the receptacle in. You do not want to do that because it will strip out the box. Okay, with my Phillips head, just screw in that screw for the top, just to hold the receptacle there. Grab the next screw, land it in the bottom, and as I'm screwing this in, I will be holding the receptacle with my thumb so that the screws do not suck the receptacle into the box. Again, this may cause stripping. So being very careful, because these boxes are made out of plastic or fiberglass most of the time, and those are the ones that you will strip out very easily. So making sure the receptacle is centered and level in the box will be useful for aesthetic purposes. And you want this receptacle to be nice and sturdy in here. Okay, so that if you're plugging certain things in, it's not going to move around on you, and it'll be safer. Okay, so with the cover plate in hand, you can see the flathead, the screw for the cover plate is inside already. I'm going to grab my small flathead screwdriver, land my screwdriver on the screw, and direct it straight to the hole on the receptacle. As you do this, tighten it to where it's snug, where it does not crack the plastic. Some of the older plugs that you may be working on, the cover plates are made out of a material that cracks very easily. The modern material is built so that it will just bend. Either way, you don't want it to look bad, so you want to make sure it's nice and flush and it's level. Okay, thank you, YouTube. We've just installed a 120 volt 20 amp receptacle in our kitchen. If you have questions or comments about anything else regarding taking one out or checking for if it's hot or if it's shorting out or something's happening in the panel, put those in the comments below. We can make another video based on requests.
Well, I hope you guys stay tuned, and we will see you next week.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Bye.